Unit 7, page 13. Skills 2. Listening. Activity 2. Listen to part of a conversation on TV between a reporter and an environmentalist about thermal pollution. Complete the diagram. Use no more than 3 words for each blank.
Does thermal pollution mean that bodies of water get hotter, Mr. Nam?
Not always. Sometimes the water becomes colder, and that's also thermal pollution. In general, thermal pollution means a change in the water temperature.
That's interesting. What causes it?
Power stations are one factor. They use water in the nearby lakes or rivers to cool their equipment, which heats up the water. Then they dump the hot water back into its source.
Are there any other causes?
Yes. Thermal pollution may also happen due to the discharge of cold water from reservoirs into warm rivers.
Thermal pollution can have dramatic effects, right?
Certainly. Most aquatic creatures need a certain temperature to survive. Warmer water has less oxygen in it, and this can harm fish populations. Besides, warmer water can cause harmful algal blooms. This can change the colour of the water, like in the first picture, and more seriously, the algae poisons the fish.
What can we do, Mr. Nam?
In many places, they build cooling towers, like in the second picture, to cool down the water from power stations.
Anything else we can do?
Unit 8, page 23. Skills 2. Listening. Activity 2. Listen again and choose the right answer, A, B or C.
Good morning. I hope you all had a good sleep. We are now heading for Wanaka. We arrive at the first destination, Puzzling World, at 9:30. The first puzzling thing which welcomes you is the Leaning Tower. When you get inside the spacious cafe, you will find yourself among various wooden puzzles and games. The Illusion Room is a must-see, as there's nothing else like it in the world. Puzzling World is possibly the most photographed attraction in New Zealand. At 12:30, we leave for Lake Wanaka, New Zealand's 4th largest lake. This natural paradise has something for everyone. Adventure lovers may follow the biking and walking tracks through the park. Relaxation seekers may stay by the lake, taking a boat ride, or just sitting and watching its changing beauty. We meet up at 4 o'clock, and the bus leaves at exactly 4:15. I hope...
Unit 9, page 33. Skills 2. Listening. Activity 1. Listen to the news report and correct the following statements.
Nghệ An province was badly affected again when a typhoon hit the area last night. The storm began at around 11 p.m. and raged throughout the night. Dozens of people were seriously injured, and hundreds of others were left homeless. The severe winds caused extensive damage to property, including homes and businesses, particularly in Kuala, a coastal town in Nghệ An. The storm had already weakened by the time emergency workers arrived in the area. Rescue operations have started, and many people trapped in collapsed or damaged buildings have been freed. Workers are now clearing up the debris left behind by the severe storm. The government has already sent rescue equipment to Nghệ An, as well as food and medical supplies. People left homeless have been taken to safe areas where temporary accommodation will be built to house them. The Weather Bureau has issued flood warnings for Nghệ An and nearby provinces as heavy rain is expected to continue over the next few days.
Unit 10, page 45. Skills 2. Listening. Activity 3. Listen again to the interview and complete the following grid.
Dr. Minvo, what exactly is netiquette?
The word is a combination of net and etiquette. It's a set of rules for behaving properly online.
Could you tell us the main rule of netiquette?
Remember that the people we're communicating with online are real people. Don't say and do unpleasant things online, just like in real life.
But sometimes, perhaps it's not what we communicate, but how we communicate.
Absolutely. For example, if you write emails or post comments using caps lock, this means you are shouting at people.
Of course, it's not polite at all. What else should we do when sending emails?
Check your message for spelling mistakes before you send it. It shows respect towards the other person. Don't use too much shorthand. This may confuse your reader.
How about behaviour in chat rooms and on message boards?
Follow discussion rules. Use polite language. People may not know who you are, but you're judged by the quality of your writing.
Unit 11, page 55. Skills 2. Listening. Activity 3. Listen again and answer the questions.
Hey, Zung and Chow. Do you remember Dr. Nelson's talk on science and technology?
Yes. He said that science and technology would help us solve the world's problems in the future.
Right. I think world hunger is a problem now, and developing ways to get high yields in farming will help feed the growing population on Earth.
Good point. Also, we may be able to live on other planets, so overcrowding won't be a problem anymore.
And I like the idea of having lessons at home, with a robot and on the internet.
And no more paper books. We'll have e-books and tablets for everything.
That doesn't sound like a benefit to me. I'd still want to go to school. I'd like to communicate face-to-face with teachers and friends. In my opinion, science and technology will bring new problems to people.
Like what?
Well, robots will bring unemployment, and high yields in farming may destroy the environment, and sending people to Mars may cause pollution.
You're right. So many new problems.
Unit 12, page 65. Skills 2. Listening. Activity 2. Listen to Tom's imagined description of what an alien from another planet may be like. Fill each blank with no more than 3 words from the recording.
I think the inhabitants of Jupiter may be very different to human beings. This is how I imagine them. They may be much bigger and more powerful than humans. Jupiterians may have 8 legs and be able to move very fast. They may have a lot of hair all over their bodies, and their skin might be very thick, so they can live in temperatures of around -145 degrees Celsius. They may have 4 eyes and be able to see very far. They may also have a very good sense of smell, and they may even be able to sense others' feelings like happiness or fear. And I don't think they eat and drink like us. Instead, they get all their energy from the rocks. They may charge their bodies by plugging their feet into the rock, just like charging a battery. That way, they don't even need to breathe air. The only way they may be similar to us is they live in family units of parents and children. They may also use language to communicate with each other.